us, you're an artist who clearly responds to a specific location, and I just wondered how you felt about working within this particular space at Tate Britain.
I first came to the Tate when I was 17 years old, and I remembered walking in. Actually, I remember standing outside waiting for it to open. Apart from looking at work, I was looking up all the time. You know, these kind of the vaulted, you know, colonnades, etc., etc. So the architecture did its job for me, and I always felt that I should end up here one day. I had 27 years to work on it, and then I probably realised that I'll never get the chance to do this again.
But you do know this is the first time that a work of art has actually physically been on the ceiling of this dome. So it's a real first.
And I'm very
It's
proud
very
of it.
exciting. This particular location, I mean, obviously they were created in the 1930s as sculpture galleries. And a lot of artists that have been asked to react to this particular location have literally filled the space with a physical work of art. Now, you've worked with the architecture and everything's actually on the walls, but I suppose I was just interested to know whether you feel that this text work fills the space. I mean, is it silent or loud? Does it speak?
My fantasy with this kind of work and this kind of piece is that the work inhabits a space somewhere between a sculpture and a film, which is quite hard to imagine in abstract, but in reality it's not. What this space has to offer is volume and theatre and drama, and you know, every little noise like that can reverberate around and become its own score. A lot of the texts work because they're already familiar. You know, there are some of the texts which are obviously riffing on pop music. Some of them are direct quotation from the Bible. Some of them are, you know, phrases that I overheard in a club in Edinburgh or, you know, on a bus in Tirana.
How did you actually compose this? Because obviously when they turned up, the texts were in just sentences, they were just in lines. Yeah. How do you actually work through what to do with a specific space once you've turned up with the text?
Well, I mean, there's no recipe. This piece here that we're standing on, which is "We are evil" or "Are we evil," depending on how you interpret it. I had installed this before in the Serpentine Gallery in 1991. And I kind of like the idea that it may have fallen off the ceiling. Yes. Smashed down here, and in its place we have this, may be the last time. So I started off with these two, you know, almost as if they were my ashlar in building an arch. And I was thinking about the Sublime, and it was pretty much about the time that the earthquake had happened in Haiti. And a lot of people in the Caribbean were affected by it, actually psychologically, that there was no tsunami or anything, but the psychological effect of this being in paradise and immediately being torn apart. The images of the apocalypse can come around when you least expect them, that kind of a thing. And I went online and I downloaded the Rolling Stones, you know, "This Will Be the Last Time." And then I downloaded the Staples singers, "This May Be the Last Time." And I thought that no matter which one of them, that they would be a perfect foil to "We Are Evil." It's a kind of an explosive combination of two sentiments, and also they can discreetly cancel each other out, or they can explode. I mean, for me, the beauty of the dome really is when you lie down like this, it's exactly the same shape as your eyes. So it's the form that the brain uses to look either straight ahead or straight down or straight to, you know, straight to heaven or whatever. And I think all of the words are in your head. you already have a dome. So I think that, you know, in a way, when you leave the Tate, you can still close your eyes, and the whole installation is encapsulated between you closing your eyelids and being in silence in some kind of a way.